The art of silence, how to command respect with fewer words. Imagine this. You're in an important meeting. One colleague talks endlessly, explaining every detail, trying to impress the room. Then another person speaks. They say little, but every word is precise. Their presence is felt. Their words linger in the air. Who seems more powerful? Who commands more attention? And in a world where communication is key, could saying less actually make you more influential? Throughout history, those who mastered the art of controlled speech wielded incredible influence. Speaking too much can reveal weaknesses, create unnecessary conflict, or diminish one's power. But when you say less, you force others to interpret your words, to seek meaning, to fill the silence themselves, often to their own disadvantage. Louis XIV, the Sun King, ruled France for over 72 years, one of the longest reigns in history. But his true power wasn't just in his wealth or military strength. It was in his ability to control information. He spoke little in public, often responding to his ministers with just a nod, a glance, or a short remark. His silence made them uneasy, forcing them to reveal their own thoughts and positions. He stayed in control while others exposed themselves. Fast forward to the 20th century. Winston Churchill, known for his powerful speeches, also mastered silence. He used dramatic pauses, letting his words settle before delivering the next crucial line. This made his speeches unforgettable. And in business, Steve Jobs was a master of this tactic. During Apple's famous product launches, he would pause right before revealing something big. The silence built anticipation, and when he finally spoke, the impact was massive. That was no accident. It was a calculated use of silence to amplify his power. This is Law 4 from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power. Always say less than necessary. But why is speaking less so powerful? It comes down to psychology. People hate silence. In conversations, they rush to fill gaps, to keep talking, to explain themselves. But this can backfire. When someone speaks too much, they often seem insecure, desperate for validation. But a person who speaks little, yet deliberately, commands respect. We are drawn to mystery. When someone leaves room for interpretation, others project their own thoughts onto them, often assuming they possess more intelligence or depth than they have actually revealed. Think about a job interview. If a candidate rambles on in response to a question, they risk losing the interviewer's interest or saying something unnecessary. But if they answer concisely, just enough to provide value, but not too much, they come across as confident and capable. The same applies in dating and social interactions. Imagine two people on a first date. One talks non-stop about themselves, filling every silence with unnecessary details. The other speaks less, listens more, and chooses their words carefully. Who seems more intriguing? Who leaves the other person wanting to know more? In business, politics, and negotiations, silence is often the strongest move. The one who speaks less holds the advantage. Great negotiators understand this. When discussing a deal, they make their offer and then remain silent. The other party, feeling the weight of the silence, often rushes to fill the void, sometimes by offering more than necessary or revealing their true position. One of the most famous examples comes from Henry Kissinger, the former U.S. Secretary of State. He was known for sitting in meetings, saying almost nothing, letting others talk. His opponents would often reveal their weaknesses simply because they felt the need to keep the conversation going. By speaking less, Kissinger maintained control. Beyond strategy, this law ties into self-discipline and wisdom. Ancient Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of controlling one's speech. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, they taught. Words once spoken cannot be taken back. They can betray our thoughts, expose our weaknesses, or escalate conflicts unnecessarily. By practicing restraint in speech, we also gain control over our emotions. We don't react impulsively. We take the time to think before we speak. This is the essence of power, not just over others, but over ourselves. But does this mean we should always be silent? Not at all. The key is to speak with intention. Saying less doesn't mean saying nothing. It means making every word count. Some moments require speaking up. In leadership, in relationships, and in moments of injustice, silence can be mistaken for indifference. The challenge is to find the balance, to know when to remain quiet and when to make your voice heard. Think about your own life. Have you ever noticed how people who talk too much often lose credibility? Have you ever seen how a well-placed silence can shift the dynamic of a conversation? How can you start applying Law 4? Always say less than necessary in your daily interactions. Share your experiences in the comments. If you're not subscribing to the Usafi channel, you're probably never going to see us again. But if you are, then congratulations, you're growing every day.